Jamie, Shalom, lovely to have you on Plot Twist. Thank you so much for coming on. Before we go anywhere, how are you both?
We're good. Yeah. I'm just happy to see Shalom. We haven't seen each other since we.
I know.
So it's nice. It's annoying not to do it in person, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw each other?
When we wrapped.
Really?
Yeah. The last emotional sort of day on set, which was
it really was.
Now the very beginning of August.
So quite a little while.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to talk about The Tourist, a new show. I mean, from when we record now to when it comes out, it's still a bit of time, but already it's getting quite a bit of hype, Jamie. It seems like there's a lot of people getting behind this, and I'm very intrigued to see what happens. I've watched the first episode, and it was pretty thrilling.
Yeah, it's cool. I think the timing of it's nice. It's coming at the start of the year here in the UK, and it's kind of like there's a bit of an off season. It's like, everyone sort of takes a bit of time off at Christmas, don't they? And they watch the usual shite that you watch at Christmas. I feel like Christmas is the only time people aren't going like, let's stay in and watch episodes of, because everyone's you're doing your own Christmas thing. So it'd be nice to sort of kick off the year with something like this. So I think that adds to the hype a bit of it. And I think stuff that Harry and Jack Williams write intrigues people, and they bring an audience with them. And, I feel like this is like nothing on television, really. I think visually it's like nothing really on television. I think plot-wise and the sort of tone of it and how it plays with all these different genres, it's a refreshing thing to be consumed. So I think all of those elements, and Shalom Brune-Franklin and Danielle McDonald just will make people, excited to see it.
That was a real push, like full names and everything. Shalom Brune-Franklin and Danielle McDonald.
I had them written down because I'd forgotten your surnames.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's long enough.
I want to start with something a little bit serious. I didn't want to do this so early, but I feel like I've got to. In the opening 3 minutes of The Tourist, Jamie, you're singing in the car. And one of my all-time favorite activities is singing in the car. Jamie, anything sticks out?
Mine has been Madonna. You're very colored by your past, I think, when it comes to like what gets you going the song. It's often something nostalgic, isn't it? And we used to drive down to different parts of Ireland to sort of camp for holidays, and then a couple of times went over to France to camp when I was a kid, and we'd get the ferry over. And I think the only 2 albums I remember having in the car were the original cast recording of Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my God.
And because we'd gone to see it as a family, I was a kid, and then True Blue by Madonna. So mine would probably be like, Papa Don't Preach or something.
Let's come on to first plot twist question.
As Tom says, like, we are the Plot Twist podcast. So the first, I suppose, big question for both of you is plot twists are all about unexpected things happening or stories taking a turn that you might not see coming. But in your lives, your careers, what would you say is the biggest sort of plot twist moment that you've had? How about you, Jamie?
It's actually pretty similar. Like, I think failing first year at university, I would have been the plot twist. I think failing my first year uni.
I mean, we love a good plot twist story, and thank you for sharing those. And talking plot twists, it seems befitting, watching The Tourist and everything that sort of happens just in the first episode. I thought I had you guys sussed out. I thought 30 minutes in, I thought, right, I've got this plot nailed on. And then it's just one plot twist after another with revelations and so on. This is going to be exciting.
If you like a plot twist, you'll love the show. Yeah, there's plenty of really mad, obscure, unexpected things that happen in it that I do think truly are unique and often really jarring. Characters that are sort of almost unbelievable coming in and just changing the total trajectory of the story and direction of where you think the character's going, and the audience are going to be constantly being asked big questions and being led down certain paths only to be like turned 180 degrees. There's loads of that in this, and that's what makes them such exciting scripts to read and hopefully exciting episodes for an audience to watch.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you received the script for that, that's like you almost watching it like the viewer for the first time and trying to work it out yourself. That must be pretty exciting when that lands on your desk.
But I did want to ask about the sort of the setup. You're in the Australian outback, which, I mean, visually it's very arresting. It's beautiful. But I imagine in filming wise, was that quite challenging? It looks like it's quite the conditions and the heat, I'm imagining, were pretty intense.
It was actually freezing.
Incredibly
hot
hot.
water bottles hidden, and like, you know, every time we sat in cars, there's heat packs everywhere. It was so cold. We were filming in the outback really in winter, so it was. I think it's impressive that it looks so hot. Personally,
That's so impressive. That's deceiving.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, hold on, Shalom. The first few weeks was still hot.
they were not hot. I don't know what your idea of hot is.
from
That was not Australian hot.
You're from Ireland. That's hot. It was like, I'm for Australia. Sure, I'm sure it wasn't hot, but
Yeah.
it was sweaty enough those first few weeks. But no, the majority of it we shot in Australian winter, which is like flip-flop weather in Ireland. But like, I guess it was actually pretty chilly. Yeah, there was the hot water bottles. There's a lot of that actually. So
Yeah, what are you talking about? I was like, you're basically saying that it wasn't hot at all. I'm like, I need to find pictures of you with like hot water bottles on you.
Yeah, that exists.
That's the next Instagram shot. Let's move on to a plot twist person. We talk about somebody that behind the scenes has been a source of inspiration, maybe an unexpected source of inspiration. Jamie, who might that person be for you?
Well, this won't be surprising. The biggest influence in my life has been my wife. My career wasn't in that good a place. It was fine, like I was doing all right, but I was still modeling. Didn't want to do that. That had been good to me, but didn't want to do it really. I met my wife at the beginning of 2010, and then really from that year, the next year onwards, things started happening in a much better way, and that it's only down to her and me sort of going, right, gotta get my shit together here. I know I'm gonna spend my life with this person, and I want to do it all right. So and focus a bit more. So that's I've got to give my wife the plot twist, the credit there. And then the surprising one will be this man here. I'm actually looking at pictures. So this is this is Don Rickles. Does anyone know?
You're joking. He's like my comedy hero.
Right, there we go. He's my comedy hero too. So yeah, fair play, Tom. You've got good taste. But well,
We couldn't have written that better.
I
to be
can't
honest.
believe you've just said that.
I've got Rickles book here.
Yeah.
Don. I'm obsessed with Don Rickles and sort of bullishness, his ability to take the mickey out of everyone, and by doing that, making it an even playing field. And actually, it's all about love and respect for everyone. So by including everyone in your abuse, almost, it means we're all the same. And one of the greatest thrills of my life is that in his final couple of years, Don and I became friends, and I'd go out for dinner with him in LA.
Oh my God.
But this picture, I talked about him on a talk show in the States. I got contacted the next day by his publicist and said that Don would love to chat on the phone. The next day I spoke to Don Rickles and his wife Barbara for 45 minutes on the phone. And then next time I was in LA, we had dinner, and then we had dinner again. I went to the show, and then he passed away a few years ago now. I wrote a big article in The Guardian when he passed about the influence that he had on my life and his comedy and just what a gent he was, like a true fucking gentleman. So yeah, Don Rickles is my boy. So him and my wife really equal.
Jamie, do you want to do any shout outs to Charles Leclerc? Did you want to
listen to
how he's influenced you?
Handsome men driving fast cars. I mean, I don't know. They make Formula One interesting to me before, where I didn't find it interesting.
Adds a bit of spice to the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish they take the helmets off so you could see the faces.
Up here, but is there Guinness in Australia?
Oh Jesus, no. I mean, there would be, but you wouldn't be touching it. I was told by a very good friend of mine, who a friend of his had done a job in Adelaide, and he was also Irish. All three of us are Irish, so it was coming from what I thought was a good source of the best pint of Guinness in Adelaide. And I actually we're going out for dinner one night, my wife and I was like, oh, do you mind? Like, I just really want a Guinness. So let's go to this place beforehand. It was kind of like out of the way from where we're going to dinner. And I made my wife like come with me so I could sit and indulge in this really good pint of Guinness. And it was one of the worst pints of Guinness ever had in my life. And it was so awful. I didn't even finish it. And like then we were late for dinner by like 25 minutes because I insisted on driving across town to have this fucking pint. Terrible.
But no, is it Shit London Guinness? Is the Instagram page where they like show like terrible pints of Guinness that are being put out? It is shocking. My favorite Instagram
account. It's unbelievable. It's so brilliant. It's I gave that guy a shout out on when I was doing a chat show one night, and he was very thankful. Sent me some merch. Got like a sweatshirt with this on the Guinness logo on it and stuff. What a great account that is. So good.
So original. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Good luck with the series, The Tourist.
We're excited to continue watching.
Yeah, we've got to.
We've had a taste and we want more.
Oh, thank you so much,
Great.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you. Bye.